Hello, you beautiful people. How are you out there today? I am doing great. So, today's video is going to be a little unique, something I've never done before. What you see in front of you is a card magnet. Now, a lot of you don't know this because I don't mention it on YouTube, but I do teach privately in Connecticut. I go out to people's houses, and it's an awesome time. So I have this card magnet on my car when I'm driving around. So you can see, great for beginners, awesome stress reliever with my contact info. So what I thought would be really cool to go along with this would be a custom license plate to put in the front of my car, because I am the paint lady, as I'm known in town. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's video, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to set right up. It's not going to take a lot to do this. By the way, these little white things I'm pouring on are pee pads for dogs when you are training. They seem to work good. They soak up a lot. So I just get them at my grocery store. They're easy. You just throw them out when you're done. I think they were $14 for 50 of them. So it works pretty good. So yes, I am excited about doing this. I thought it would look cool on my car to match the license plate. I picked all bright colors, and I'm going to tell you what they are now. I have Primary Blue by Liquitex. I have Rose by Holbein, Luminous Rose, very bright pink color. This is the Neon Pink from Artist Loft, which is more of just like a bright pink. I don't really consider that neon, but hey, what do I know? Then I have here some Dioxazine Purple and Primary Yellow by Liquitex. I have my favorite word to say in the whole world here, or name to say, Azul Antraquinona. And I've been told that's Spanish, that Vallejo puts Spanish names for their products. So obviously I am not fluent in Spanish. And then this orange here is a neon orange by a company called Abstract Innovators, and I believe it's sold at Blick. My white, which is a normal consistency, is a brand called Utrick, and that is also purchased through Blick. So it flows off the stick in a nice steady stream. It forms a little mound while disappearing immediately. So that's how I want them. So my thought was, I'm going to cover this license plate in white, and I'm going to just do a dirty pour down through the center of it, and wherever it is, it is. If I don't like it, I'll scrape it and start again. Now the back, you'll notice I taped the back off. I got a little black paint there still that's wet. I taped off just the edges of the back and covered those holes, because when it's dry, I'll just, I go to attach this, I will just screw through that. Now that's if I decide to do a varnish, spray varnish to protect it. If I do resin to cover it, then I will tape up those holes still, because my husband claims a thin layer of resin like that he could drill right through. So I'll just drill 4 holes through and pop it right on my car. Now, the thing with these holes are, if I don't block them off, they're going to mess with the design of my paint, because it's going to continue to flow through there. So that's why I have them taped off. But it's such a thin layer that you'll be able to get through that. So I'm going to check something here, because I'm surprised it's perfectly level. seeing that it's tin, I thought maybe it might be a little bendy, but hey, it's just a license plate. I just want a pretty license plate for my car. So here we go. And if this works out good and turns out beautiful, maybe I'll bulk order some plain plates and design them and try to sell a few. This was a cat license plate that I ordered. It was a really cute picture of a cat with sunglasses on, but it was such cheap quality, it looked horrible. So that's why I sprayed it with white spray paint, and now we're doing this. So I'm just going to tilt this around and cover it, the entire thing. I don't understand, you know, these cups were not sticking before. Now all of a sudden they are. I don't know if I spilled white paint on them or what I did, but... So go over the edge quick there. Over here. And just cover the entire thing. There we go. So now I'm going to get a cup. And I'm going to prepare my dirty pour. Now, do I want to use silicone? Why not? I want some pretty funky cells. So what I'm going to do is put a drop of silicone in each color. Or actually, you know what? We'll try the Rain-X this time to see how it works. So most of you have heard of Rain-X. If you have not, it's a windshield cleaner for your car. You clean your windshield with it and it repels water. So when it rains, I mean, the water just beads up and flows up your windshield, so you don't really even have to use your wipers. Although I suggest you do use them. My husband doesn't use his and it drives me up the wall. But it really beads up. So there's some kind of a water repellent in it. So that's why we try to use it in our acrylic pours, because we have water in them when we thin them down, and it helps with the cells. So my paints are mixed with one tablespoon of paint, 1 tablespoon of Floetrol, and enough water to get that consistency. Now the Rain-X I put in this little bottle to be able to control it better, because it isn't a spray bottle. So put 3 drops in that, 3 tiny drops, and give it a couple of swirls. And then over here, I'm just going to do it off camera. Same thing to all the colors. Except for the white. You want one of the colors not to have silicone so that they work well together and the cells create properly. If you put it in all the colors, it'll work good, but it kind of makes them all separate funny. It's just good to have one paint that doesn't have it in there, and usually it's the white. So the one thing I want to make sure of when I layer my colors is that I don't put this yellow next to the purple, because that will make mud, and so will the orange and purple. Orange and blue also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a little bit of white, just a tiny bit. I'm going to put in my purple right on top of it. My blue. My rose. My hot pink or neon pink. Neon orange. Yellow. and a little bit more white. Now, I think that's going to be enough. Because as I said, I'm just going to do a little thing through the center here. So, let's do this. And let's also come back here and add just a little of those darker colors in. All right, so I'm gonna torch it really quick. It's very pretty colors together. Rain-X looks like it's working. Right? I'm gonna let that sit for just 1 second while I put gloves back on. Let it develop before I start tilting it around. Yeah, so once it dries and you peel that tape off, you should be able to trim that paint right out of those holes. I'm really loving this area. Wow. You know, I'm not a big fan of yellow. I never have been. A little bit is okay. Like this little bit coming in through here, but I don't know. I'm just not a fan of the color. Orange, too, I have a hard time with. Now, of course, my cup is stuck. Just going to slowly move it around a little bit. Get rid of some of that yellow on the end here. And then let's try out the airbrush, shall we? See if we can get a little funky design here. That's odd, the white coming through right there. Alrighty. Kind of wish I used real silicone instead of the, I mean, it works, don't get me wrong, but I still like the treadmill better. Treadmill belt silicone. I just feel like you get better cells. area is pretty though. I'm trying to pay attention to where those holes are so that when I cut it, it kind of doesn't interrupt the pattern, but then again, it may look better like that. This area right here is gorgeous. I'll have to give you guys a close-up on that one. All right, you know something? Oh, I just want this to come down a little bit more, but I don't want to disturb that area with the air. Let's see if I could get it to stretch down that way. You know what? I'm afraid to mess with it. Well, that's a custom license plate cover, that's for sure. That is for sure. All right, this area right here. Okay, I'm done now. I love that. That is really, really pretty. I'm very happy with that. I'm gonna just give it a torch. Actually, I'm afraid to torch it. I don't want any of those little white cells to pop out. Let me just do a small area. And what's good too with your paintings, when you pour and you're done, take your finger and run it along the bottom to get the drips off. That helps to prevent your design flowing over if you do that a couple of times. But what's good about this license plate is it's actually almost like stopping the paint from going over. It's just like containing it there, and it's really, really pretty. So let me just torch it quick. I want to do a little test area to see what the cells look like after when I torch, because I don't like those little tiny ones, but it's causing some bigger ones too. So let me torch. What the torching does is the heat causes the silicone to raise to the top, and it pushes the paints apart. Wow, that's kind of funky looking. I like that. All right, let me stop playing with it and give you guys a close-up. All right, I shut off my light so we didn't get that reflection. This is that area right here that I was in love with. It's just so pretty. Wow. And that was a lot of fun to do. Yeah, I'm definitely going to order these and do commissions on them. Wow. It's just very unique. You're not going to see that on any other car. you know, unless you're an artist and make them. But I really, really like that a lot. So if you guys would be interested in ordering one of these, let me know. I'm going to put in an order for some of them. And yeah, they wouldn't be that costly. I don't think blank license plates are very expensive. So just let me know in the comments if you would be interested in one. Shipping obviously would be very cheap too. You could pick your own colors and oh, I just love that. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you all for watching. As for my 20K giveaway, be on the lookout for that tomorrow. I am just overly excited about the whole thing. So it's going to be a good time, I promise. So yeah. Let me know what you think about the plates, if you think it's a cool idea, if you would be interested in ordering one. And just thank you guys all for your support. It really means the world to me. If you can click on the notification bell and make sure that it's selected, the selection is on all and not personalized, that would be great. If you could hit the like button, that would also be great. And just have an amazing day. Happy pouring.